Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Uh, it's me, Muiramme. I'm doing a thing, um, which will be that I am playing some more Pyre. Which it's been a little while since I played the last round of this game. Let me make sure that I'm picking up some music here. One second. Double checking. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's picking up the music. Please listen to Pyre. You can listen to that first and then listen to that thing, please. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now let's make it so that I can see chat, and that'll work. Hello, Juliet and Maddie. Hello, Trash Can Wolves. I've seen both of you typing in chat there. Good zone, whatever time zone you happen to be in. It's morning for me here. I'm still a little bit sleepy, but you know, that's the way it go. And yeah, it's been a while since I played this, so I'm going to can you name the red candle that is in the room Frog? Sure. This candle right here, we can totally say that its name is Frog, just for you. I love that for you, Trash Can Wolves. I mean, we've got the drive imps as well that are kicking around here. They make adorable sounds. I don't know if any of you were around when I last played this game. This game is kind of weird. It's an RPG with a bunch of story elements, but also the actual gameplay is what I would call spiritual basketball. So, it's kind of a weird mishmash of things. And I played a couple of practice rounds to remember how to play, because it's been since like March that I played this. So we're gonna see how this goes. Story so far is basically that I arrived in kind of a wasteland area and was found by Hedwyn and Jodariel and, oh, what's his name? Rookie. Rookie is the third person that found us. So we've got Rookie, this is Jodariel, and Hedwyn, and they're like, hey, you're a reader, you know how to read. That's special. So they're relying on us, the reader, to gosh, I wish I knew how to read. I know, right? They're relying on us to figure out where to bring us for these magical rites that are happening. And at each site, we help guide them to extinguish an opponent's bonfire. And if we win enough of these things, there will be some sort of freedom from the place we're in. And along the way, we've also picked up Faye and Tizo. And there will be a few other characters that should show up as we go. So that's kind of what we know so far. And this is the inside of our traveling wagon. And here's the outside of our traveling wagon. It does have supposedly someone to talk to here. Here's the lone minstrel. Okay, what you got? Greetings, reader. It is good that you are here, for there is something that I wish to tell you privately. Do you have a moment? I shall not keep you long, though. I know your time is precious. The lone minstrel wishes to tell you something of the rites. You bid him continue and make clear your interest in whatever he has to say. Very well, and thank you for your time. And should I further note matters that pertain directly to the rites, I must reveal to you alone, for thus I am obliged. In any case, when you confronted the Withdrawn and the witch Udmilti, you might recall that she tended to invoke a certain name. The game audio is a tad loud compared to my voice. Thank you. Let me turn that down a titch. Let me know if that's better. So, we confronted the Withdrawn, which is a group of bog dwellers, and they are led by the witch Udmilti. I don't remember what certain name she was invoking, but they should remind us. Yes, there we go. Touchdown more? Okay. Oh, I skipped over a thing. Spacebar. Spacebar, why? Okay. So I do believe that was some sort of a eldritch god they were talking about. You'd be forgiven if you took the ravings of Udmilti for mere nonsense. However, her words, as it turns out, ring with a certain truth. Before the union of the 8 scribes, when they first found themselves here in the downside, this land was even less hospitable, if that can be believed. It was ruled over by the greater titans. The one called Islash was the eldest and most fearsome of the lot. Just the same, the scribes managed to defeat it. They later used Yislach's own hide and ichor to bind the Book of Rites. However, Yislach did not truly die, for by some accounts, it seems to be incapable of death. The creature is regenerating even now, though very, very slowly. Its vow is to devour this land and everything in it. Only then can it return unto whatever plane that banished it into ours. So in a way, it is an exile just like you. If ever should the creature be reborn, it shall be many ages hence. Thus the ravings of Udmilti are more or less inconsequential for the while. Yet the history of Slach is inexorably linked to the rites, and therefore must be known. I trust your research of the book shall lead you to discover more in time. I hope this is all of some reassurance, and now I shall leave you to your more immediate concerns. I shall go check to see how everyone is faring at this time. You'd like to eat an entire land? I mean, fair. Everyone wants to be an Eldritch being. Hello, Meowster. Welcome. So the minstrel heads out into the evening, bidding you a good rest of the evening. Great. That's some more. Shelob behavior sucks up land's lightness. Yeah, I mean, for where we are, there's kind of a lot of green goo and stuff. So let's travel onward through this boggy area. We're gonna go to Big Bertrude's, a small bog dweller outpost at the edge of the sea, and the lone minstrel says that someone here can help you pursue the stars across the sea. This is the place. Let's go see my client's companion as soon as you are ready. Seek Big Bertrude. We shall. Big Bertrude's is a sickly gathering of bog dwellers who stay in the shadows, yet you can feel their eyes surveying everything. The lone minstrel steps forward. Sandalwood sent us. Sandalwood is apparently some mysterious informant of Hedwyn, Jordariel, and Ruki. Maybe the goo was left behind by pride slimes that were in trench coats? Possibly. And you do not eat green goo and ham. You do not eat them, Sam I am. That's... I appreciate that you do not eat the green goo. Those words are enough to make the bog dwellers snap to attention. They emerge from the mud and the dark and begin inspecting your black wagon with their strange tools. One of the bog dwellers slithers forth. She is larger than the rest, and leaves no doubt that she commands the others. Thou speakest the name Sandalwood. We would know his whereabouts. Reveal them to us. Good day to you, Big Bertrude. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, for Sandalwood always spoke highly of you and your handiwork. Nah, he did he? In turn, we would know who thou must be. Yet thou speakest of the past. Sandalwood, doth he yet live? Speak plain and quickly. To be quite frank with you, madame, I do not know for certain, for I have been apart from him for some time, carrying out his will. Though I have every faith that Sandalwood, lives. As for his current whereabouts, I understand that he waits somewhere near Wakingwood, beyond the waters. Wakingwood being a labyrinth of forest on the western half of the Black Basin. Few know their way around it. Shrek-themed Go-Gurt? Ew. I'm sure some people would love it. It's probably just full of food coloring. We wish to seek him there, though as you can see, our wagon is ill-suited for the task. The one called Bertrude frowns at this, studying the lone minstrel all the while. Indeed. Then leave us. Return at dawn. That is all. By your grace, Big Bertrude. The lone minstrel turns away, but Hedwyn stops him.
Commentus.
Hold on, are you sure about this? Leaving the wagon in their care? All should be in accordance with my client's plan. You keep calling Sandalwood your client. He must reward you well. I, in a manner of speaking. He helped me find a sense of purpose I thought I'd lost. Hedwyn nods at this and then turns to you. Well, my friend, I guess we'll see what happens, right? I'm off to let the others know. You find yourself with time for your vocations, while the bog dwellers go about their business. Which vocations are just ways you can make useful during occasional moments of free time. So I've got 3 different choices. I can go forage for resources. I can go study in private to grant a small global bonus to your fellow exiles. Or you can teach fellow exiles on the old ways and raise their individual rank in the rights more quickly. I mean, I'm pretty sure I just like whatever resources I can find. Give me the goods. Flayed vines or acid baths. Something that Falcon Ron, the merchant, values here. Or mystical artifact. Some old artifacts remain preserved within this noxious liquid. Well, we gotta go to the acid baths. Mentor a companion, throw a ball around like a divorced dad. You know it. That's gotta be the solution. Well, that's not gonna be super useful to me, maybe? So, Sling Bullet Bearer flings the orb farther than usual, so expanded range. Maybe it could be useful. I don't usually end up throwing the orb around, but we'll see. The lone minstrel finds you early the next day. Reader, it is ready. Please come have a look. The others are already there. The lone minstrel beckons you to come see the wagon. Ooh, shiny and new. The black wagon appears different than it did even a day before. The hull is fully sealed and reinforced, and all manner of nautical equipment adorns the port side. Wow. Are you people seeing this? I'm gonna have a look around. This wagon should be fit for a seaboard voyage. Let us depart at your earliest convenience. What about Big Bertrude? She then appears as if on cue. Tell that Sandalwood he owes us twice over. If I may, Big Bertrude, you could come tell him yourself if you wish to accompany us in our voyage north. Our group would welcome someone of your vast experience. Dare they make flirtations upon us? No, Enough. But should ye see that Sandalwood, tell him to also come and visit us again. Now be gone from here, and tell no one that we are paid favors. She slithers off without another word. Soon the lone minstrel breaks the silence. We are fortunate that she assisted us, but we should go just as she said. I know the navigational controls and shall explain. Oh, this is so exciting! I don't know how to swim! Kizo seems to share Faye's enthusiasm for going out to sea. I'm beginning to feel ill already. The Black Wagon became seaworthy and the Sea of Solace awaits. But I want to look at the inside of the wagon. Alright, well, we'll get a chance later. Off we go. Whoop. Not much of a wagon when it turns into a boat. You and your companions watch the sea as the wagon rolls over gentle waves. We have crossed into Worm Gulf. I hope that all of you are acclimatizing well. The tempestuous Sea of Solace lies beyond this death-still body of water. Exiled worms from the Sea Dominion naturally congregate around here. It's a wagon boat that has dragons on it. It sure is. Hey, Kamesy. Good to see you. Welcome in. There is no acclimating to these worm-infested waters. We risk everything to sail here. Exiled worms of the Sea Dominion tend to seek out the cold of downside seas. Known for being reckless and single-minded, they were perfectly situated to fill the Commonwealth's front lines. As long as we follow the cold current Big Bertrude indicated, we shall be safe. If the next right is in the middle of the sea, how will we meet our adversaries there? They shall find their way, as we find ours. It is all part of the scribe's design. Now, reader, please confirm the next point on our sea journey. We seek the Hulk of Oars, a carcass of a doomed exploring vessel, Dazraban, lost in the waters of the downside. It's good to see you too, Kay. It's been a while. We're going to Outer Solace, fetid waters off the coast of the Flagging Hands. Alright. Let's have a jumpy boat, apparently. Oh, and a ray! Lovely to see everyone. Well, welcome, welcome. Hope you're all having good times, whatever they happen to be. Time zones. There we go. The wagon continues rolling gently across the waves, which seems to you a welcome change of pace after having come from the Flagging Hands not very long ago. However, Jodariel seems more concerned than before and paces ceaselessly. When she notices Ruki, she stops him for some questioning. Greentail. How's he doing? Oh, who? Headwind? He's pretty much the same. Been up all night, retching into the waters if I had to guess. His first time out at sea? His first. She turns to you. Reader, please check on Hedwyn when you have the opportunity. He requires our support, and we require his swift recovery. You wish them a good afternoon as you go check up on the others in the group. Later, you find Hedwyn looking out of sorts. Oh, hello, my friend. It's just the sea hasn't been good for me, I guess. It's funny, all of this trouble just to get back to the Commonwealth of all places. And the Commonwealth is a proud country risen from the ashes of a fallen empire, home to a multitude of ethnic groups, founded on principles of mercy and kinship, whose exact meanings have evolved through many centuries. Hey, tell me something. What do you miss most about that place? What do I miss most about my past life? Well, it's probably the food. It's always the food. I confessed to him that I do miss Commonwealth cuisine, not that you got to often eat your fill of it or anything. The food, it's a surprise. I always thought the food was terrible. Ha, I hope you're not offended. I think you haven't tried real food. One day, if we luck out and we find ourselves decent ingredients, I'll cook something for you, okay? Anyway, I'll be fine, I think. Thank you for checking up on me. You sense he wishes to be alone. There's not much to be done for him for now. It appears Hedwyn will be too ill to conduct in the next rite. May he get well soon. Talking to British people about their food. Yeah. There are some good British dishes that I've had. I too am from a Commonwealth part, so, you know, it's not that unusual here, but also spices. It's always a weird thing where it's like, you went and conquered and stole a whole bunch of spices from people and then you never use them. Like, what is that? Anyway, I'm sorry for my interruption, reader. Please again confirm the next point on our journey. Okay. To Sea of Solace we go. Ooh, it's pretty. By the scribes, the sea, I didn't know it was so beautiful. Having escaped the waters of the Worm Gulf, you now can see what must be the hulk of oars, far on the horizon. Not everyone has taken well to the sea voyage, however. Tizo is wondering if Hedwyn is feeling better. He requires further rest, Tizo. All we can do is to wish him a swift recovery. Reader, from this point our voyage must diverge from Bertrude's instructions. Please consult with your companions about which course to take. So we can go to the Under King Pass or the Fathomless Trench. The north current towards the hulk of oars runs as quick as the Under King Oars himself. Faye believes that the 8 scribes shall bless you here. The south current toward the hulk of oars teems with fish and other sea life. Tizo wants to fish for something tasty here. Let's go fishing. Let's go, Tizo. The sea is peaceful for the most part, save for the occasional strange shimmers beneath the surface. You realize the lone minstrel is looking down at them with you. Those shapes down there, some must be worms of the Sea Dominion cast into exile. I understand that they tirelessly fought the Commonwealth's wars, having grown weary of their own. They must make worthy adversaries. Skriha! Tizo appears to have spotted something tasty. Enjoy your lurk, Juliet Maddie. Tizo dives without warning into the depths below.
Ta-ta-ta.
And there he goes. That one enjoys being at sea despite the perils. Eventually, the little imp resurfaces, clutching something in his claws. Tizo caught a lesser shambler. You could always sell it. A limbless, cold-blooded creature caught at sea. Okay, so it's a fairly valuable item that can be sold. Alternatively, if we can find some more stuff, maybe we can cook it. I don't know. At last you arrive at the hulk of oars after journeying across the sea. It seems that the next rite is to commence here, though there is no sign of your next adversaries yet. Chudaria wants to talk. Reader, a moment of your time. You ask her what's on her mind. Hedwyn. He's beginning to recover from his illness. However, its sudden onset serves as a reminder, I believe. I have known Hedwyn since he was a child. Even now I hesitate to say that he has grown. Nevertheless, there are such things that even I would never say to him directly. For instance, I struggle with his confidence at times. Whether he leads us to our freedom or our doom, I am ambivalent. Speak not a word of this to him, of course, in case that is unclear. I shall tell him in my own way, if and when the time requires. In any case, when times remind me of his mortal weakness, I end up having to consider what should happen should we become separated permanently. She trails off for a while. What I mean to say is, you should know that I am fully pledged now to this quest of ours, whether Hedwyn is the one to lead us to its end or not. I have my reasons. One of them is him. I expect the same holds true for you. That is all I wish to say. Take care, reader. She nods and brushes past you toward the door. Okay. A nautical bell. Among the Black Wagon's seafaring equipment, Hedwyn uses it to signal when the food is ready. Well, that's important. We've got this silver cudgel head that we found. So there's a fish in a jar. And we've got portholes now. And in the Book of Rites, we've got a new page, I do believe. Down the river. The Emperor Solium Mur knew not of this, of course. His expedition yielded not the treasure he desired, but brought him closer to his country than he'd ever been before. As he traveled down the river Sklorian...
Grab the confetti. This is not a drill.
Oh my gosh, Sunbury! Raiders! Hello, Raiders! Welcome on in. The berries are here. Welcome to me, Muiramme. I'm playing a game called Pyre, which has a bunch of reading in it for the moment, and it's going well. Just advancing the story as I can, reading a whole bunch of extra lore, because that's what one does when there's a game like this that has a lot of random lore in it. Lore. So, it's been a while since I played this game on stream. It's been like since March or something. So, I don't know how much of this is fitting together for people, but I'm enjoying myself. So, hopefully, everyone else is enjoying me reading things out reasonably well as well. There's a lot of interesting interactions between people. How was your stream, son? Let's see here. I will continue reading this. As he traveled down the river Sklarian in pursuit of greed, he found himself an inkling of shame. He saw the sunken faces of his people, heard their words for him. In time he could not ignore it, and it proved more than he could bear. The river finally claimed him, his belongings, and his retinue. Once the people heard, I understood they cried with joy. Perhaps he ought have perished, but the mercy shown to him, I think, is what transformed him. And this is from our Book of Rights for this. Ooh, Dino Crisis. Very spicy, and the dinosaurs kept munching on your limbs, but you made progress, so it's going well so far. I mean, that's what we love in a Dino Crisis game, that the dinosaurs are munching on you, and the chat gets to be spicy. Hey, Nether, welcome on in. I don't see anything else new to inspect in our now sea wagon. But we can go visit the Slug Market, who is one of my favorite characters in the game. So this is Falcon Ron. This one is Falcon Ron. This one is canonically his dad. I don't know why there is an extra slug for 2 slug people. Chat kept saying that you were the snack the dinos wanted to snack on. I appreciate the compliment, but also rude. Fair. That does seem like a good thing to have dino snacks going on. Oh, hey, you guys. Funny running into you out here right in the middle of the drink. Know what I mean? Not a lot of customers today, so have a look. I'll give you a good deal. Hello, Falcon Ron. You've got some items. Faithstone presents. So, while I've been doing a lot of reading so far in this game, there is some other mechanics that we have to interact with occasionally. Ooh, just go faster? That's interesting. I don't think I can buy that, but I could sell my fish. Just buy that, that's fine. You guys have a good day out there. A croc is basically a living dino. That's fair. Let me make sure I've got things equipped that I should. So, lurk, gonna go de-stream. Thank you. Have a good lurk. I will not be able to use Headwind this time. So, does anyone not have these? Mooncrest. Interesting. Interesting. So I can level up one of these various items. Sure. We'll just make Rookies stick around longer. I like Rookie in these battles a lot. Having landed at the Hulk of Ores, you and your fellow exiles now anticipate the hour that the rites are to commence again. What do you think, Tizo? Don't I just look like Mr. Headwind? Woohoo! Tizo is worried that Headwind is still feeling unwell. Wait, I think... What's that? A serpentine creature emerges from the water, followed by several others of its kind. You recognize it as a worm of the Sea Dominion. What they are all doing here, you see plain by their ritual raiments. The nearest one somehow loosens its mask. Good sirs and good ladies, so it is you that heed the summons to the glorious competition that this knight and his brigade, against this knight and his brigade. Oh well then, let us do battle without delay. More than our freedom is at stake here, but our very honor, and this knight fully intends to reclaim his. Oh, and lest this knight forget, he is called Sir Gilman. He salutes you all on behalf of the Pyrehearts. until the contest. A once proud knight of the Sea Dominion on a self-made quest to regain his honor. He splashes out of view just as the stars above begin to shimmer with a strange light. What a guy.
Relentless, aren't we, reader? Even the vastness of the sea was not enough to thwart your coming here unto the hulk of Orus. You would be wise not to underestimate your adversaries here, despite their pitiable look. I am, of course, referring to the Pyre Hearts. These rites are but another war to them, and that makes you their mortal enemy. I expect your battle to be glorious.
So for those of you that haven't seen this before, this is kind of like basketball? There's an orb in the center of the thing, and I need to try and get it in the fire of the opposite team during these battles. And there's some magic and stuff. So spiritual basketball is the best way I can describe this part of the game. It's a bit of a strange concept, but it does work fairly well and is fairly fun. Your fellow exiles are gathered on the rotting deck of the Hulk of Orus as your adversaries clamber into view. Ruki paws up to them. Say, what are you worms even doing here? Can't you just swim back to the Commonwealth? Or the Sea Dominion, or wherever it is you're from? Haha! An excellent point. It seems that these adversaries in the rites are clever, wouldn't you say, sire? Just get rid of them already, Gilman. As your commanding officer, this knight hereby commands it. Hark! This knight wishes to introduce his noble commander. No worm knight in history has withstood as many frontline battles. Doff your helm, sire, as it is our custom. May our adversaries tremble at the sight of you. Sir Gilman attends to his commander's mask, despite his protests. Wait! Ah! Give this knight his mask. The knight hereby presents to you the great Sir Deluge. A noble visage, is it not? A petty worm knight of the Sea Dominion who somehow has survived countless battles. Sir Deluge trembles and squirms. So yes, you can swim or no? Of course all we knights can swim. All knights of the Sea Dominion can. But we are exiles in this land, the same as ye. We can swim, 'tis true, but 'tis similarly impossible to swim back up the river, down which we were flushed, to end up here. Nay, there is but one way to return. Silence, Gilman. Nobody cares. Back to your post. Sir Gilman hesitates, but does as he is told. This knight knows who you are, Nightwings, and he is not afraid of you. He somehow climbs back into his mask and coils up to his full height. Now, en garde! The exiles of the Worm Triumvirate take their positions as you focus on the Book of Rites. Reader, Hedwyn's illness means he cannot help us here. He shall be counting on us.
Who shall conduct the rite?
I will choose the Chidariel for a protection, because she's got a big area that she stands in. I like Ruki. And I think I'll go with Faye, because they're both fast.
It is done.
Oh wow, I've heard so many tales of the Worm Knights. I thought they would be more impressive, though. Gilman, status report. What is the enemy's position? They now stand ready to confront us, sire. A very brave triumvirate, they seem to this knight's eye. Brave? Air-sucking monsters, once and all. Pyre Hearts, be ready.
Begin.
Oh,
Now take it.
faster than
The
you.
Night
Haha.
Wings are the first to strike. The Worm Knight somehow did it.
They are very fast.
Such fervor. So it is. Au revoir now, Sir Deluge.
Nope. Yep. Almost got it.
Another banishment. Bask in the purifying flame.
How do I feel about the basketball part of the game? It's a bit weird, but it does make my adrenaline go up a little bit, which is kind of fun. And I don't know, there's some strategy to it. It's definitely one of the weirder game concepts that I've ever encountered. And somehow I think it still works. Hello, Stam. Welcome to here. Hope you're doing well today. Gilman, your form is sloppy. Fight them as though your miserable life is on the line. Your words do wound me, sire. This knight gives every right his very, very best. Though perhaps we do have much to learn from such a brave triumvirate as the one that we now face. Whose side are you on? Get out there and vanquish them at once. Our adversaries stand divided. Let us take advantage of the opening.
There seems to be dissension in your adversaries' ranks. 'Tis little wonder these fools
right, well.
glorious.
Just run on through here.
Now end the ceremony. Gilman banished. Alas.
Getting me a little bit.
The orb.
Oops. That's not what I wanted to do.
Alas for Faye. And it is done.
There we go, we got it.
The Night Wings prevail. 'Twas a glorious performance, I must say.
I'm glad that I practiced this a little bit before I started stream,
Thus end
because
this night's proceedings.
that is harder than it looks sometimes, especially when they're really, really fast like that. I expected more from the Worm Knights of the Sea Dominion. Those worms were quick all right, but Rookie Greentail's quicker. The sea was making me a little queasy, honestly, but we still won. We won! This night commends you, noble Nightwings. Gloriously fought indeed, and this knight shall wistfully remember this defeat until his end of days. Silence, Gilman. This is all your fault somehow. Oh, and now, cavorting with our enemies, how dare you? This knight was but attempting honorary compliments, sire. Is it not in accordance with the rights to praise one adversaries on a worthy outcome? Worthy? This night will show you worthy, you miserable little minnow. You are a failure, Gilman. Get now from this knight's sight.
What stirs?
I did not pick the name Nightwings. The Nightwings are just the title given all of these titles seem to be like built into the rites. So there have been other Nightwings in the past, and they have worn the same outfits, the same ritual garb, but you know, like different people can pick up the raiments. It's somehow kind of like part of the legacy of whatever this rites is. Focused training prowess, the path towards survival on the blood border. These rites make similar demands of us. The blood border is the northern edge of the Commonwealth, which is a flat and vulnerable expanse. The Highwing remnants seized upon it at every opportunity, from the cover of clouds or darkness. Jodariel was a soldier before being exiled. For Jodariel, choose a mastery. Okay. We've already got a second rush. When landing from a jump, Jodariel briefly stuns nearby adversaries, making them drop the orb. Okay. For 7 seconds after saluting her adversaries. T, you can salute. Okay. So you can do a taunt for extra damage to the adversary's pyre. Alright. And if I learn both of those, I can make it so that she can throw the orb at people and banish them. Interesting. Sure, I like the jump on that. Yeah, there's totally a taunt. Yeah, there's... Again, it's such a strange combination of very, very heavy story and then a fairly standard RPG thing, and then the spiritual basketball. This is the weirdest of the Supergiant games that I'm familiar with. I mean, I'm familiar with all of them. This is the weird Supergiant game. And it's still a really interesting one for a whole bunch of reasons.
Until the next rite.
And it's also really interesting to play this, having just played Transistor and Bastion, and see some of the ways that they've like kept some of the gameplay elements from both of those games, and then some of the ways that this turns into Hades. Like, there are parts of how you play the spiritual basketball part of this that remind me of fights in Hades. It's really interesting to play all of these in order. After prevailing over the Pyrehearts with ease, you at last return to the wagon with your companions. There is little discussion of the Pyrehearts, who seem to have already swam off towards wherever next the stars directed them. Instead, your fellow exiles turn your attention towards your companion who is absent for the rite. How is Hedwyn? The lone minstrel makes a sound, but no words form as yet. Something is troubling him. I urged him to remain bedridden. And he simply would not listen. I'm very sorry, but... Wait, what? Everyone stares at the lone minstrel in stunned silence. The lone minstrel breathes a heavy sigh. But then... Hey, what's with the long faces, everyone? Minstrel, I should bring that neck of yours. As I was attempting to explain, Hedwyn is already up and about, despite my having strongly recommended further rest. Those that are unaccustomed to sea voyage and take ill, they are very likely to experience further symptoms if they do not remain bedridden, or at least sedentary. Hedwyn is running a considerable risk of having to spend another night in great discomfort. What are you, a doctor? Nay, although I did once travel with one extensively. Look, I appreciate your caution and concern, Tariq, but I'm pretty well accustomed to discomfort here, and I had to see how things turned out tonight. I haven't had to stay out of a rite like that before. So you are back among the living then, Hedwyn? I was just seasick. Nevertheless, your full recovery requires rest. I think we could all use some rest after tonight. Anyway, thank you everyone for your concern, and I'm sorry that I worried you, or caused you further burden. He turns to you. My friend, what do you say we figure out where to go next? I'm beginning to miss being on solid ground. You follow him outside, where the night sky awaits. Hey, I wanted to thank you for conducting the rite back there without me being there. I could rest easy knowing you and the others would get through it. Anyway, I'll leave you to your reading. Begin to imagine where we'll be off to next. We're well past anywhere in the downside I've ever been. Even Jody hasn't gone this far. He bids you a good evening as you turn your attention back to the sky. The stars shine down upon you. Seek again your destination. You haven't beat Hades yet? You've got up to the Hades fight? That's how it goes sometimes. It takes a few tries. I'm looking for the star in which I'm permitted to take my next rite. That's the current one. Been there. Is it up here? Yeah, okay. Triesta, the Silver Star. The Silver Star burns bright over the fissured lands of the Black Basin. You're at 50% damage reduction with God mode? You know what? If you're playing the game for story more than having to like do all of the things to fight, that's a great way to play that game. I love that they have that as part of it. Because the story in that game is fantastic, and if you like the challenge, great, and if you don't do it. Still further north then. Not simply north. This shall prove difficult. What's the problem? Our destination is beyond the deathless tempest. A vessel such as ours has little hope of traversing it intact. A tempest raging in the Sea of Solace, seemingly for all eternity. The storm that arose after the death of the sea titan, unfathomed Plurns, has never entirely subsided. Can't we go around it? Given our confrontation with the Pyrehearts, our chances back in worm-held waters would be even worse. Come on, people. It'll just be another day in the downside. Go get yourself some sleep while we can. Bet you'll feel better about it in the morning. Alright, Ruki. Your optimism is infectious. Isn't it? You all concur that rest is in order, for the sea journey has been taxing to everyone. Come daybreak, you will have to find a way to sail past the deathless tempest. Yeah, again, like, I tend towards games that are kind of punishing, and I like the challenge of it, and I don't always want to play a game like that. Also, hello, Frog the Candle. Shoop. Tizo has something on his mind. Tizo's the best. Tizo has been in a rather cheerful mood since being out at sea, and seems pleased to see you. Krihi? Tizo is grateful at having had the opportunity to catch a fish for old time's sake. Tizo is asking you if he wants to know why he loves fishing so much. Sure, I'd love to know. You sense his inquiry is rhetorical in nature, so you anticipate his response. Wow, aggressive. Tizo loves catching fish because he hates them and everything they stand for. Alright, that is not what I was expecting. He has devoted his life to the eradication of their kind ever since they killed his family. What? He seems on the verge of tears, though as far as you were aware, imps cannot cry. Then he leers at you, eyes wide, expecting a response. It seems as if he told you a joke. I think we gotta laugh heartily at that. Cause that is weird and hilarious. I hate them because they killed my whole family. Do I laugh at that? Oh my god. Yeah, we will laugh. You muster your best belly laugh following Tizo's joke. He stares at you sidelong for a moment. Tizo admits that the real reason he loves catching fish is because Falcon Ron pays a lot of soul for them. That's a better answer. He snickers back at you and bounces off. Tizo gained extra hope for the next ride. Wonderful. Good work, Tizo. I was not entirely sure that Tizo was joking, but that makes much more sense. Onward to Ragged Rock or Froth Sea. Ragged Rock, the north current-torn storm wall passes by the old carcasses of ships long gone. Rookie spotted wreckage in the area and believes there could be valuables to find. Froth Sea. The south current towards Stormwall brims with large sea creatures. Tizo seems very eager to see the wagon head in this direction. Well, wreckage in the area and valuables to find. That sounds like a thing I want. The remnants of a shattered fleet do little to raise the confidence of your companions, given that the massive Deathless Tempest rages to the north, not far from your position. We ought to be more concerned with that storm than in finding trinkets, Greentail. Oh, relax already, Jody, and let me do my job. I don't show up when you're out there keeping watch and start telling you to come off it now, do I? You interrupt me in the middle of my work no fewer than 4 times per day. They go on like this for some time before turning to you. Investigating the wreckage is going to take some time, but you may find something to show for it. I mean, yeah, we're absolutely going to search the wreckage. You suggest it may well be worthwhile to continue searching through the wreckage after having come this far. Ruki grins wide. Knew you'd see it my way, chum. Now let's see what we can get. After an exhaustive search. Sorry, chum. I think I was just chasing the refraction of the sun or something. There's nothing down there. Chudariel fumes at all of this, but says nothing. Chudariel lost hope for the next ride. Oh no. Well, I was greedy. I like stuff, though. We gotta look for the stuff. You and your companions look beyond the Deathless Tempest. The stars demand you sail beyond it, and the very thought is beyond reason. Then something but in the nearby water stirs, and from it springs something familiar. Hold, good ladies and good sirs. This knight beseeches you to hear him, if you please. What is it now, Worm? The rites are ended. We have no further need of you. Oh, but you do. And in turn, this knight has further need of you, good lady. Out with it, then. Let us be joined. Let this knight join you, please. Can you believe this, Hedwin? Not really, no. Nay, look, ye not so surprised. Your valor in the rites did stir this poor knight's soul. He swears to you upon his long-lost honor, as a would-be knight-errant of the Sea Dominion, that he shall serve you to the end. What about your other worm friends back there, the Pyrehearts? They are base cowards. This knight can no longer abide by such spineless characters, having witnessed true glory in our clash upon the hulk of Ores. Never before have we been trounced so thoroughly. Furthermore, this knight shall aid your passage through the Deathless Tempest. Is it not that you wish to seek passage to the north? With this knight's aid, you shall achieve your wish. Sir Gilman continues to persuade you for quite some time. He seems to know a way to cross the storm, some sort of long-held secret among worms exiled to these waters. Jadariel pulls the rest of you aside after Headwind gives her a look. Are you most sure that Sandalwood would want this thing along? Mostly sure. Sandalwood wants someone for each mask, and this one seems about as good as we're going to get. Jadariel glowers back at the worm, who tries his best to look presentable. I really like Sir Gilman. This is a good character. Headwind is more gracious. He tells Sir Gilman that if he promises to help you cross the Deathless Tempest, that he can come along for now. This knight is overjoyed, and he hereby swears to see you past the storm. Though first, this knight requires your consent. Give unto this knight your blessings in the name of the Nightwings, and thus he shall go forth. Sir Gilman seems to be asking your permission for something. Tentatively agree to whatever he's asking so we can get on with it already, or it is not clear to you what exactly Sir Gilman intends to do right now. I will beg his pardon. As you begin to say something in response, Sir Gilman cries out in triumph. He vanishes into the depths, yet through this close encounter with him, you cling to some sense of where he's going and what he intends to do. Sir Gilman is determined to help you cross the Deathless Tempest. Help him see his mission through. So... spiritual basketball to go through the Tempest? We're loading into something else. Yeah, okay. Determined to prove himself to you and the Nightwings, Sir Gilman emerges somewhere in the outer reaches of the Sea of Solace and calls out to you. Master Reader, if you can hear this knight then, he implores you now, lend him your guidance. This knight's objective ought to be not far east of here. Today we shall bring priests to the broiled sea. Know, however, that among the knight's brethren, the actions we are bound to take here are highly forbidden. But they are highly just. Thus Sir Gilman sets forth to quell the storm that rages to the north. Traverse the reef. Alright. Hark! Yonder lie the foul spawn of the unfathomed worms, boiling the sea with their wrath. And that's the sea titan once slain by the scribe under King Ores. Her brood lies dormant in the sea. Tales of her monstrosity long spread across the world. Exiled worms within these water have long harbored these abominations, using them to bar passage through the downside channels for any save this knight's own kind. Begone now from here, fiends. This night shall finish what the Under King Ores started. So we can just slash the tail. Okay. Smash all of these eggs. And deal with some worms. Hold it right there, you traitorous slug. How dare you turn your back on this knight, to your superior? Superior by rank no longer, for we no longer serve the Commonwealth. Last this knight checked, here you hold no sway over this knight. Ah, and what have you done to the spawn? Have you no honor left at all? This knight has done that which required doing. His honor cannot sink much lower anyhow. He figured this would be an ideal time to free himself from servitude to you. Why, and you dare to staunch the Tempest for those Nightwings. Good Sir Deluge, this knight was born to dare. Now come and fight this knight, if you so dare as well. Ah! Higher Hearts, banish him. This is an order. Banish those Fire Hearts. And don't get banished myself. Okay, so I do a little trail, and then I can like jump back along it. What now, Sir Deluge? Shall you not face this knight yourself and leave the dirty work unto your charges? Fine, Gilman. You wish to stand against your commander. Then have it your way. Sir Marsh, Lady Seagrass, to me, banish this troublemaker. Get out of here, worms. Oops. You are no longer a master of me, I think is what he said. This knight would say it was an honor serving you, Sir Deluge, but that would be a bald-faced lie, and yet another stain upon his blackened reputation. Until we meet again. Wait, you lowly traitor. This knight will have your head, Gilman. I don't think so. As the day wears on, and there's still no sign of the Worm Knight, your companions grow restless. But then, hail! This knight returns with newfound tales to tell, and new scars to show for them. Gilman is sopping wet and visibly shaken. He struggles to maintain decorum. He is, in very short, the image of a Worm Knight. And more importantly, that little tempest ought to no longer pose a threat for now. Behold! As if on cue, the deathless tempest begins to simmer and subside. Would you look at that? He really did it. Of course this knight did it. Look at the fire in his eye. Now, if it would be all right with you, this knight could use some shut-eye. The Worm Knight then collapses in exhaustion. You and Hedwyn help him up. A deal's a deal, Sir Gilman. Welcome to the Nightwings. Huzzah! Sir Gilman joined the group. He also revealed a path north for you. Bid him welcome. I really like Sir Gilman. He's quite the character as well. I agree. Thank you, Sir Gilman. With Sir Gilman's aid, you managed to breach the Tempest. You were true to your word, Worm. I shall give you that. But now what? We are stranded in this cursed storm. A most excellent question, and from one most fair. Call me that once more, and I shall tie you in a knot. Ah, and from one most spirited as well. This knight was wise to side with you. Ugh. Just where do we turn from here? Answer the question now. Sir Gilman does no such thing, although eventually he does make note of a specific current that should lead you to the lands beyond. If I may, I can corroborate Sir Gilman's account. We're close to making landfall. Then let me be the first to say, let's go. You are on the verge of sailing across the Sea of Solace. Say, Tariq? Aye, Ruki, what is it? That loot you're always carrying around. You know how to play that thing, don't you? Why, I suppose I do. Good, because I was thinking it was a little gloomy here, and I could use a little tune to lighten up the mood. Know what I mean? Aye, then. Let me see what I can do.
Before the salt and roiling sea, the moon began to cry. The valley ran with sorrowful tears and filled the waters high. The misty morning over the brine.
And like all Supergiant games, I freaking love the music in this game. I'm having a dance over here.
The evening rise.
actually, I was thinking that I probably need a quick break so I can get a little more water, because I'm doing a lot of reading here. So I'm just gonna leave it on this screen so you all get to keep listening to the music for a sec, and I will be right back.
The place where Plurna scuttled her foe, the doomed ship still resides. The Titan met her end on its prow, forsaken by the tides. In death she leaves her stain on the place. The tempest never dies. Her final throes and shivers and shakes 1,000 years gone by.
Okay, we got ourselves a little song. And now we will travel further to the Black Basin. Sir Gilman claims that the downside's northern landmass should be just beyond these waters. Also, hi, I'm back. This black basin seems fairly orange. At last your wagon rumbles onto solid, jagged ground, the land called Black Basin. Your fellow exiles unpack the wagon so you can take stock of how best to reach your destination. The Black Basin has black glass, searing vapor, and strangling forests that mark the forsaken lands that loom across the sea. The 8 scribes first discovered this, the northern landmass of the downside. Hi, Sir Gilman. You approach Sir Gilman, who must have just finished practicing his fencing maneuvers. He regards you with his single eye. Hail, Master Reader. This knight is determined to train harder, having joined the famous Nightwings. He shall ensure that this triumvirate continues to live up to its most feared reputation. This is such an honor, and this knight has a great deal of honor to regain. Having fled the Pyre Hearts, this knight fully expects now to conduct the rites in a most honorable fashion, to the fullest letter of the law described within the books. Some triumvirates this knight has met, and perchance mentioned by name, they are inclined to bend the rules a bit, sometimes a lot, and to prevail by any means they can. But this is wrong. The exile who refuses to obey the rules, as they were written by the Under King Ores and his 7 friends, deserves neither honor nor freedom. Thusly does this knight have confidence in the Master Reader, that the Master Reader shall resist any temptations to conduct the rites in any underhanded fashion. Now then, This knight must undergo a thorough cleansing, having trained until the point of foulness. So please excuse him, Master Reader. He slithers off, humming some sort of chivalrous tune. So, don't make him have to choose between you and your cheating ways. He wouldn't like it when you cheat. And we've got Sir Gilman's Crest in here, an official certification of knighthood in the Commonwealth, oft sought by worm knights. Hello, frog. And we can probably go ahead and give him something here. Sure. Alrighty. Survey these surroundings. You find that Headwind has asked for several volunteers to scout the area and report back. Alright everyone, don't go too far, and let's meet back by dusk. Please use caution. The exiles dwelling in these lands are, well, rather territorial. For your part, you remain with the Black Wagon to keep watch. You see the occasional dark shapes soaring across the sky, but none of them draw near enough for you to see any detail. Eventually, your companions make their way back, and everyone arrives as planned or earlier. Hi everyone, I'm back. I have come back. Faye returns from the east with very little to report, save for word that the glowing molten rock there is very, very hot. This knight yet lives, although he has little else to report. The newest member of the group, Sir Gilman, returns from the northern pass, visibly shaken. He appears to have discovered an intense fear of heights. I mean, if you're a worm that's used to living in the ocean, a fear of heights makes a lot of sense. Tizo wonders if there are any species of fish that live in the nearby pools or rock. Tizo just wants to go fishing. The little imp Tizo seems disappointed to have left the water behind. He remains with you near to the wagon. There is a western pass that seems traversable. If we travel by the light of dawn, the shadows in the crags may well cover our advance against whoever may be watching. Begging your pardon, I do not wish to contradict your strategy, madame. Though in my experience, we shall not remain hidden for long during the climb towards the nest of Trieste. The exiled harp matriarch lived in solitude amongst these very cliffs. The exiles of the high-wing remnants, ye may have no love for them inherently, but they have no such qualms with me for now. I may be able to negotiate safe passage. The last surviving faction of the winged harps, and the ancient enemies of the Commonwealth. They are as coarse as their feathers, they hold themselves superior. Negotiate with them? Headwind steps in as the lone minstrel bows and backs away. Hey, let's not decide on this just yet. We're not going anywhere for right now. That much we can agree on. We'll decide best how to go ahead come morning. For now, let's take the rest of the afternoon and get our bearings. Jadariel glares at the sky as everyone else disperses. I will use my time well, thanks. So I could mentor Sir Gilman. Hello. Hello, Lune. It goes well here. I'm doing a takeover, so I'm not Master today. Hi, my name is Muiramme, and I'm playing Pyre, which has a lot of lore and a lot of reading and a little bit of funky gameplay, and I'm enjoying myself very much. How are you doing today? I think I will raise Sir Gilman's ability here. Having gleaned knowledge from the Book of Rites, you can impart some of its teachings. As each exile's path towards enlightenment is personal, you will have to mentor them one at a time. Mentor, Sir Gilman. This knight shall be your eager protege. You illustrate to Sir Gilman some of the intricacies of the rites, focusing on how all three in a triumvirate can move and act of one mind. He senses he grasps some of the concepts. Huzzah! Great wisdom clouds over this knight's entire consciousness. Choose a mastery. Okay, so if Sir Gilman and all his allies are banished, he shall instantly return. I like that. Alternatively, after he banishes an adversary, one of his allies will return. Both of those are really good. Oh, he's got a ton too. Let's go with that direction. Nice to meet you as well. You're doing well, just arting and supporting. Well, thank you for coming on by. I hope you're enjoying your art time. Wow! This knight has never before understood the value of the written word. I mean, this is good stuff. Gotta read. Read the good words. The path to freedom beckons us to press on. So, I can travel to the low road to the nest of Trieste, passes through razor-sharp sands, and Jodariel wishes to avoid the harps by staying on low ground. Alternatively, the high road to the nest of Trieste is patrolled by the Commonwealth's ancient enemies, and the lone minstrel believes he can negotiate safe passage with the harps via this path. I'm going to follow Jodariel's choice. Let's see if we can avoid the harps. The shattered lands of Black Shore proved difficult to traverse for the Black Wagon. Jodariel searches for a solid path forward to little avail. Fie on these blasted lands. How are we to proceed through this? Perhaps I may be of some assistance. This place is not so unfamiliar to me, nor are its hidden denizens. Please remain with the others till I return, madame. I shall not be long. The minstrel disappears into the cliffs before Jodariel can protest. In the meantime, you and she continue to watch, sensing unseen eyes. The last time that one disappeared on us, we searched for him for days. But this time, he soon appears. I have secured safe passage through the nest of Trieste. We may proceed. Secured safe passage with whom exactly? Just then, a winged woman dives down from the sky. She looks Jodariel up and down, and then she soars away without a word. The lone minstrel says nothing more either. Jodariel's scowl deepens. For centuries, the Commonwealth withstood the high-wing remnants, treacherous assaults, thanks to soldiers such as she. Jodariel has lost more hope for the next rite. We will probably not be using Jodariel for the next adventure bit here. As you arrive at the nest of Trieste, where the next rite is to commence, you cannot shake the feeling that the unseen eyes that watched your wagon's ascent remain watching now. Ugh. A page in the book. for Myrrh. My emperor lay there, bleeding and alone, stranded in the bitter land beyond the river. With fleeting consciousness, he understood the folly of his quest and the folly of his rule over this country. Thus he did await the last embrace. It was the imp Haub that nursed him back to health and warned him often of the dangers that he would have to face. Many enemies of Myrrh would come in search for him under some employment by the rope collar, some longing openly for cold, uncomplicated vengeance. I was one of them. I plunged into the river willingly. We needed to be sure that he was dead. And let's go visit the slug market. Oh, hey, you guys. What brings you all the way down here? No, wait, don't tell me. I don't want to know. All I want you to know is that you get the best deals in the downside. Thanks, Falconron. I would like to continue getting... 17. Alright, we're gonna sell that fish. And let's see if any of these are worth trying to get. Ooh, that's a bit of a... So you deal damage and you get some health back. Nah. I mean, that's pretty great too, but we'll just go with that. I'm probably using... Let's see. Rookie. Jodariel, I'm not using it all this time. Just trying to think about which ones I'm actually going to use. Let's upgrade this guy. And let's do it again. Right. That'll do for now.
Lactose, Poppy.
That's how you get a repeat customer there, Dad. You give them a deal. Alright. You and your fellow exiles gather on the blasted lands called the Nest of Trieste, expecting the imminent commencement of the rites. You see no sign of any adversaries, but then you hear a whooshing sound above. This, then, is what passes for the Night Wings now. Such a rabble, not even dressed for the occasion yet. It seems the scribes have little pride in their tradition. Hold your tongue, little bird. We have not come for talk. No, you have come on behalf of your commonwealth. Mark well my words, you horned filth. When we at last free ourselves, your home shall burn. With that, the harp swoops off as Jodariel glowers after her. It is only then that you realize another harp has come. She is quite serious, I assure you. I can help you sort her out. It's in our mutual interest. You know not of my interest. Let's give this another shot. Hey, my name's Hamitha Dian. She appears to be one of the winged harps of the High-Wing Relmans, now bound in exile. The surly one back there, that was my blood sister. No need to judge her harshly, though. We've only met just now. Though I must say something about you reminds me of her. How dare you implicate that I have anything in common with your ilk? Just then, Hedwyn shows up to intervene. He whispers something to Jodariel. No, Hedwyn, you cannot be serious. Jody, I'm asking you to trust me on this one. Am I perhaps interrupting something? Say, by the by, how did you make it all the way across the sea? I didn't see you fly in. Trust is something I am loath to give away, Hedwyn, but you have set our course thus far and I have followed, so do as you must. That Sandalwood had better have an explanation for all this. Jodariel storms off as Hedwyn turns to you. What's your take on this one, my friend? Our informant wants someone for each mask. I hadn't expected we'd run into a harp, yet here she is. What are you getting from her? You turn your attention to Pamitha, who has been watching with bemused interest. Ah, a reader, are you? Pleasure to make your acquaintance, darling. Well, here I am. Gaze intently all you like, and tell your comrade there the truth of it, why don't you? You sense that she is conflicted about something, though you do not know what. You also sense, however, that her motives are here, now, are earnest. Hedwyn wants to know your initial impressions of Pamitha. She seems alright. You're willing to take Pamitha at her word and see the potential in her for a valuable new ally. Express your reservations. It may be that her training gives you some resistance to your scrutiny. Or admit that you don't know. Having only met her, you cannot sense whether to trust her and defer to Hedwyn. Hello, Alex. It's me. You know me. What's going on over here? I'm playing Pyre, and making choices. I think I'm going to say that I don't know and let Hedwyn make this choice. You tell Hedwyn that you cannot adequately judge Pamitha just yet. While you have certain reservations, you defer to him on what to do. I understand, my friend. I appreciate your backup on this one. Above all, I need to give Sandalwood the benefit of the doubt, which means doing the same right now for Pamitha. Is this a dating game? Can you date this bird person? No. No. But we can recruit this bird person. We've come this far thanks to certain faith, and right now it's telling me to take her with us, even though Jodariel is not going to like it. He then turns to Pamitha. I'm Hedwyn. We'll accept your offer on 2 conditions, if you'll hear me out. Yes, it is Spear Basketball. This is going to be one of our teammates. Yeah, there's definitely a fantasy basketball street ball thing going on. It's pretty wild. It's definitely one of the weirder gameplay loops I've run into, but I like it a lot. Conditions. Sure, I love a condition or 2. First, after we're finished here tonight, you come along and make sure your blood sister and her friends don't give us any trouble when we're headed out. Second, you'll have to find a way to get along with Jodariel, whom you met earlier. Brilliant! I had no plans to stick around here anyway. As for your demon friend, no doubt we'll get along famously. Now, I don't suppose you have an extra set of raiments I could use, because I think the rite is getting started. You look up and see that she is right. Pamitha Thayan has joined us. She has a score to settle. Bid her welcome. Yes, the art is clearly by the same people as Hades. There is a very, very clear lineage in this game between all of the Supergiant games. The gameplay feels similar as well in some parts.
I thought for sure the stars would have eluded you by now. Yet here you are, somehow, upon the nest of Triesta. And you've swelled the ranks of your triumvirate not merely with another, but with 2. One from the Pyre Heart, no less. And one who seeks the favor of the adversaries whom you'll imminently face. They are the essence. Winged terrors, as you soon shall see. Can your longing for freedom match their hatred for the vibrant country that was once your home?
From a distance, you observe as Pamitha, now clad in Nightwing raiments, heads towards your adversaries upon the rights. You, what sort of heathen harp would dare take wing against us? Your new companion then loosens the binding on her mask. Why, hello there, Pamitha. Pamitha's blood sister stares back at her a while before responding. What in the saint's name are you doing here with them? Doubtless come to dig your talons in my back again. No, sister, I've come to have a word with you. Save it. I cannot help but share your poisoned blood. But I shan't ever count you as my sister. You expect me to believe that you came all this way for talk. You waste your time as ever. What is life if not a waste of time, dear sister? Give me a chance, why don't you? What do you have to lose anymore? Besides, I've come a long way. Silence. You shan't have come here, and the time for talk is long past. If only you could see yourself. Again, consorting with my enemies. Fine then, savor their defeat, but I warn you, stay away from me. Pamitha says nothing more as her blood sister turns away again. Sure don't understand what's going on with that group, but Pamitha gets your attention. Listen to me, reader darling. The rest of you are ill-equipped to navigate this place. Let me conduct this rite on your behalf, and my wings will bring you victory. Dear lady, your words ring true. This knight is flattered that you have not eaten him, as is the tendency among your kind. This knight hereby volunteers his post in the triumvirate for thee. Sir Gilman refuses to participate in the rites this night so that Pamitha can face her sister. You observe the treacherous terrain. Pamitha should be better suited to the rites here than the rest of you. So I can't even choose Sir Gilman. Sure. Sure, we'll put something in there, that's fine. Summon the power of NBA Dram and pull off a half-court dunk. I'll do what I can. Why, I thought you'd never ask there, darling. I accept. If the little bird is conduct the rites for us, then I shall not. That's okay, Jodariel. You can just not. And I can't with Sir Gilman, so let's go Rookie. And probably Headwind? Sure.
Headwind.
Pamitha is definitely sort of my point guard.
It is done.
So how poetic that we meet here in the downside. I can think of nowhere else that I would rather see you rot for what you did to our people and to me. Okay. They've got some kind of long-standing beef over here. Pamitha seems to sense your presence and then catches your attention. Hello there, reader darling. If I'm allowed to be at your mercy in all of this, I'd like it very much if you could minimize how often I'm to wallow in a state of banishment. Quickly, let me show you what we sisters of the High-Wing Remnants can do.
Reader,
okay.
you put yourself amidst a feud between two sisters? That seems entirely unwise. Even
so I can fly, and I can dash.
Tread lightly around that exiled Pamitha. Her kind's all but forgotten Saint Triesta's grace.
And hold to tackle. Okay. That's interesting. So I've got like a dashy thing that's just a straight up dash, and then I've got a tackle. See, darling, we harps not so bad. Now I suppose we better get to work. Don't go underestimating Tamitha over there. I trust you'll do the best that you can. To the skies, sisters. Talon formation. Okay. Oop. Alright, we're all out. Not good.
Poor exile.
Alright. Drop the orb.
Oh, so close.
So close indeed. Ah,
Already does your fire's flame
it is
begin to flicker.
super basketball. Rookie, was it? Tell me something. Do you know how to fly? No, not really. Anyway, what makes you ask? Then listen. My blood sister there, she'll swoop right past you if you're careless. But we harps simply cannot get much altitude down here. So if she goes for any unfair tricks, just jump for it and catch her in the act. She always hated when I used to do that to her. Alright. Press W to block flying adversaries. Got it.
Be gone, you lot.
Excuse me.
The orb quenches the flame.
Alright.
One false move. Beneath
Alright.
contempt.
So that they've got like an aura
Shame.
around them. That is it makes me like not. There we go.
Extinguish now their pyre. She
All right.
soared right in.
There we go. Got one. And they just are
One
all.
careless step.
I don't know why they're charging him like that. But okay.
None left unscathed.
Can you not?
No sign of the essence for the time. Tread lightly.
Alright, you can land in there all you want, guys.
A mere attempt. Ouch.
Getting better at defense, maybe, but
All three Nightwings.
not great because we're stuck in the banishments.
weakens.
Whee! Ooh, okay. We've only got one more hit left, which is not ideal.
Oh. Alas for Rookie. The flames of freedom.
Alright, stop.
There goes Tabitha.
There we go. Let's go with
The
the rookie.
sacred law.
Who put Dennis Rodman on the other team? These hand checks are all over the place. Yes, they really are.
The orb. Resplendent.
Alright, they're one way as well, so... Damn you, Pamitha! You are no true Thayan. To think you have the gall to call me sister still after everything brought upon us. I hate to break it to you, Tamitha, but I don't think my actions, however much they hurt you, had any effect on our familial status. Look, I know I wronged you, that's why I'm here, but you don't know my side of the story. Your side of the story? If I wanted to hear more lies and deceptions, I ought to have asked the Commonwealth to stay my sentence a while. Well, if you've come all this way to face me, Pamitha, then come and do it. You and me. You think that you see Pamitha shake her head. Everyone, stay back. Well, I can't, because Oh, there we go.
What is it those two think they're doing? The rights are not the place to settle petty scores. No.
Prevail over tank.
Oof.
Alright.
Yes.
Ha-ha.
And it is done.
Eat
The
it.
Nightwings prevail yet again. They pulled together ere their pyres sputtered out.
We got there.
The right is complete.
The right is complete. So, spiritual basketball, again, bit of a weird concept, but here we are. And it is actually pretty fun to play. You Commonwealth filth. Only through that traitor's help could you have beaten us. You postpone the coming of our liberty, but we are ever patient, and our sisters on the other side shall have their day, with or without my aid. Tamitha, wait, please. You found good company there, Pamitha. May you wither here with them. I hope sincerely that we shan't ever meet again. Tamitha stands motionless as her blood sister departs. At least we beat them, though. My name's Rookie Greentail, by the way, and I think we're heading back now. So, you coming? Sure. I don't see why not.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways.
These are definitely street ball opponents. Next, they're going to want to play for the court. I mean, they are, too. The general story of this is that we're all exiles, and somehow through the rites, which are the spiritual basketball games, we'll be able to come out of exile? That's the general story that's going on here, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. This game is chock full of lore and stories about how things are the way they are. I used to think the scribes were just the soft stories, but all of this really is their doing, isn't it? I'm finally getting first round draft picks like the New York Knicks. I mean, I actually don't know enough about basketball to get your joke. But yeah, kinda. Alright, so we can make Hedwyn get more stamina for more jumps and more sprints. We can... Ooh, Hedwyn and his allies move more speed with Yorb. Yeah. Let's make everyone faster when they've got that orb.
Twould appear that
Suck
Rookie
forever
is
and finally
not
coming
too
out of low
old
team
to
health?
learn
Yes.
new tricks.
Yes. Rookie, faster, stronger, and a little better looking too. I mean, is there anything I can't handle? Rookie casts his aura further. Rookie banishes adversaries. Blast can banish nearby adversaries. That's fun. Ooh. Okay. Let's keep going down this route. Let's just make his aura better. Was attraction just a mechanic? No, I think it's more story than anything else.
Until
They all have something to say when they get a level up. So Rookie's just commenting on being a handsome devil. He's kind of got a high level of charisma, which doesn't do anything in the game. He's just he's foppish. That's the word. After overcoming the essence in a narrow victory, you and the others return to your wagon to consider your next move and how to best integrate Pamitha into the group. So that group was called the Essence.
Agres temprale.
Don't worry, I won't be staying longer than it takes. I like my fresh air so I can sleep up on the roof. I trust the rites will cause my path and Tamitha's to cross again before long. You're welcome with us for now, Pamitha. Trust is what got us here. Isn't that right, Ruki? But Ruki does not seem to hear the question. He has been rather quiet since first encountering your new guest. Tamitha shoots him one of her smiles. He stammers something about having to check the wagon wheels again. He runs off. During this discussion, the minstrel pulls you aside. Reader, I ask a moment of your time outside. There's somewhere I may ask we go here in the Black Basin, Reader. By your leave, of course, and provided that the stars allow it. Would you look upon them for us, please? You look towards the heavens. We are looking for our next destination. We are quite literally following the stars, by the way. We will be going to Luth, the Vernal Star. The Vernal Star burns bright over the densest woods in Black Basin. The glade of Lu, directly west then. It is just as my client indicated. This client of yours, our informant, Sandalwood, he entrusted us with this wagon, this quest. Why? What does he want from us? Alright, I'll be here. You may ask him yourself. He awaits us somewhere in Wakingwood, due west. Wakingwood is a labyrinth of a forest on the western half of Black Basin. Few know their way around it. The path to sacred Mount Alodiel lies far beyond these suffocating woods. How do we find him? He shall find us. It seems you are soon to finally meet Sandalwood. At dawn, you shall have to cross a single narrow pass leading west, where he supposedly awaits. Who wants to talk? What's Pamitha? Hi, Pamitha. You approach Pamitha, who is kept to herself since she joined your small band. You sense that she is unaware of you as she preens her flight feathers, but then she speaks up before you can do the same. Come to check up on me, reader darling? In those first moments when we met, the lack of confidence which you related to that nice Headwind boy, it's understandable that you'd not see past these wings. One of our kind's ancient enemies just happens to insert herself into your group and you just go with it? However, I assure you that my motives here are plain. You'll see, I have business with my blood sister Tamitha and nothing more. You briefly met, I think. She's quite a catch. As to the little quibble between us, well, it's a long story all in all. One that, frankly, no one's business between her and mine, but hers and mine. Surely we'll run into her again. Maybe not soon, but in time, and we have the rest of our long lives to wait. Anyway, happy to aid you in your quest until such a time, especially to the extent that it aids me in mine. A simple exchange. Until then, stay vigilant, darling. You needn't concern yourself with making small talk with someone like me, and beside, we harps have a saying, liars abound. She swoops away before you can respond. Yeah, all right. And Pamitha has moonshine. Shine for the Pamitha. So we must now go through Sulphurmane, a precarious path leading towards the woods. The lone minstrel cautions that the one path down the cliffs is rather treacherous. Well, it's the only way to go, so... The wagon has hit a snag, descending the black crags. Its wheel is stuck. Jodariel is not pleased. First, that blasted little bird. Now this. Though you lack Jodariel's raw strength, you join in as she attempts to dislodge the wagon. At last, with a roar and a heave, she forces the wagon back onto solid ground. May the sandalwood be worth all the hassle. Thank you, Jody. I'm guessing Sandalwood does not like to be kept waiting.
Te faras.
He's very patient on the contrary.
Fricaritas.
Not I. Let us move on. Soon the wagon is prepared to press onward, down through the jagged slopes towards Wakingwood. Your companions who explored ahead advise on which of the forked paths is best. So we can go through Flameberg, lands on the northern plateau over Wakingwood, pocked with seething witchers. Sir Gilman claims he can dig up something valuable here. And lands to the west of Wakingwood, or east of Wakingwood, riddled with black crags, and Pamitha says she can procure a talisman here. I think I'd like another talisman. Having gone the route Pamitha recommended, she directs you around a particular crag, no more conspicuous than any other. They clip our wings before they cast us down, you know. But all the same, we learn to flit around a bit. Just watch. Pamitha swoops up to a nearby peak and disappears behind it. She does not keep you waiting long and returns bearing an item of some sort. For you, reader darling, we high-wing remnants stash away such things for occasions. A star splinter. When preparing to fling the orb, the bearer's charge-up speed increases 40%. That's pretty good. A fleck of shaped rock fallen from the heavens. Its very shape tempts you to give it a good toss. Cool. Okay. Thanks, Pamitha. Having passed beyond the Black Crags, your wagon arrives at the edge of Wakingwood. It is here that Sandalwood is to be expecting you. However, most puzzling. He ought to have met us here.
Pistalium.
You said he would find us himself. Aye, he was to find us at the edge of these woods.
Temavrare.
Are we supposed to keep waiting for him? He would desire for the stars to be your guide as always. The rights beckon, and the rights take precedence above all else. Surely he shall find us yet. Fine. Then let's keep moving. How do we get through these woods? The lone minstrel notes 2 possible paths forward from this point, though cautions that the woods are difficult to navigate, and Sandalwood would have known the most expedient path. So we can go through Needlefield, a small clearing east of the Glade of Lugh, or we can go through Greymoor, contains the grandest trees in all of Wakingwood. So his Sandalwood studied the rights here, or Sandalwood once resided here. Well, let's go towards the rights. Sandalwood is a master in the rights, or used to be at least. Then, well, it is not my place to say. Doubtless he shall tell you in time. Now, if only we could find him. He used to mentor his own companions in the rights, not far from here. However, you find no trace of the informant anywhere nearby, and without his guidance, you remain quite lost in the woods. The woods seem to have encroached. There is no path forward, while neither of the paths leading backward appear to match the route that you took to this point. Faye seems drawn to the Burnt Grove, Ashen Grounds amid Wakingwood, or Tizo wishes to go towards Underthicket. Well, I'm pretty sure we should go follow what Faye needs. The woods are so disorienting at this point that you decide to break for camp and survey the surroundings for any clues. Perhaps later there will be time to pursue your vocations. Let's, the Beyonder Crystal seeks Stradario. Why, hello, my lovely reader. What might I do for you? Sure, let's ask her what's on her mind. Let me ask you something, lovely reader. Have you any idea how long I've been imprisoned here? 100 years. She smirks at this. A reasonable guess, but you are off by a wide margin. I have been imprisoned thus for 837 years, according to my count at least. It is possible I've lost track, though given my state I can assure you that I've had ample time to verify my arithmetic. She goes silent for a time. Let me give you some advice. If you decide to kill the Emperor, make sure you achieve what you set out to do. I expected my own death regardless of the outcome of my task. I was not expecting this. Certainly not to be telling you about it 837 years later, or however long that it has been. Although, enough of that for now. Let's get back to business. Yeah, let's see if we can get Jadariel's scribe trial. Not a problem, simply indicate who's to be my student for the time. Well, it's just Jadariel, so I will ask Sandra to administrate one of her special trials for Jadariel. That surly demon, is it? She could stand to lighten up, though I fear it is not a secret that I can teach. But let us bring her forth regardless. Jadariel appears in heat of the summons. What is the meaning of this, reader? The meaning of this is, we got challenges to do. What is the meaning of this, reader? Where are the others? The apparition Sandra appears and loosens her mask. Welcome to my humble home, demon. You are good at taking orders, no? State your purpose quickly, Wraith. My purpose is to put you to the test. You may be fearsome to behold, but you are old and slow. Your weakness perhaps outweighs your strength, though I sorely wish to see you and your lovely reader prove me wrong. Old, she says. Very well, reader. Let's show her whether she is right. Not good. That's better. Well, it's definitely a lot of push we got on that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh, why did you pass it that way? Silly creatures. They gave me a second there where I probably could have... Ah! Ah! Birds! That'll do. Oh, that's dashy too. Alright, alright. least I can try this one again if I fail. There we go. Ah! Bouncing them. Oh, I'm gonna lose. Managed to save that very, very slightly. Yeah. Ah. Ah. Can I just do it again? Touch an echo. No doubt you were crisper in your youth, demon, now grown so languid. Well, I have much more time to spare than you. Should you decide to muster more of your past strength, return and prove it. Yes, we can do better. Let's do that again, please. I only need 3 to make that happen. Ugh. Dash. Will do. Yeah, you just stand there to throw it in. That's... Well, I guess it makes sense, because it means that they get all 3. So quick. Yeah. So every time I die, I pretty much am maybe not like guaranteed, but highly likely to lose some health here. There we go. There we go. That's better. Eat it, Sandra. Are you satisfied now, Wraith? I am never satisfied, demon. However, your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and your lovely reader. Now farewell. That was a strange experience. What do you have there, reader? Solium's horn for completing Dredario's trial. So Dredario can cast her aura farther and faster than usual by 15%. That's pretty good. What do you have right now? Just extra quickness? I'd rather have that. That seems great. Let's sift through these ashes.
Visalia.
He was here. He was here.
Seromdache.
You mean sandalwood? If I may ask, how can you be so certain?
Maricasta.
I think from this. I think from this. It says something. I don't know what it says, but I feel like it has to mean something. Faye produces a small strip of bark that she found in the ashes. At first, it seems like nothing of interest until you see a message carved onto the inside. A sturdy strip of bark. On it is written, "Come to Cinderroot. S." Notify the group. So it's some kind of message from that sandalwood guy? It seems that way. Which way to Cinderroot? A hushed clearing south of the glade of Blue. Grounds well traveled by saps knowledgeable in the rites.
Templatave.
It is due west. Perhaps we can set forth early tomorrow, when the woods are still.
Gratenim.
Sounds good. Rest up. Everyone rest up. Big day coming. I think we will choose to mentor one of our other folks who have not been around very often. Pamitha specifically. Yeah, let's level up Pamitha some. Fine then, let us chat together for a spell. You sit down with Pamitha to go over some of the subtler aspects of the rites, such as the state of banishment and how to return from it. You sense that she is beginning to understand. Well, Tamitha, soon I'll be catching up with you with this, whether you like it or not. Choose mastery. Well, flying, Pamitha moves faster, or after banishing an adversary, she moves faster. Let's go with flying. It is a strange sensation, to be sure, though it gives you a moment to reflect. Okay. Level ups. To Cinderroot. You arrive on the outskirts of Cinderroot, but once again the informant Sandalwood is nowhere to be found. You sense the hopes of your companions waning as you search through the area yields nothing. Then something startles the little imp Tiso. Skah! Tiso seems to be crying out in surprise. He has spotted something or someone. A tall figure strides from the trees, making a sound like laughter. The imp charges towards him and leaps right into the figure's arms. They embrace. Hail, Tiso, but you look famished. Here. The tall sap produces something the imp swallows immediately, with great pleasure. Saps are tree-like creatures known for their ingenuity, cleverness, and ambition. Having allied with them, the Commonwealth achieved in decades what it could not in centuries. The lone minstrel nods his head in affirmation. Everyone, I wish to introduce you to my client, Wolfrid Sandalwood. He is the lone minstrel's client, Hedwig's informant, and leader of the Nightwings. It has been too long, Wolfrid. Too long indeed, Tariq. I trust your new companions bring some color to your days. They do, sir, and I think that you shall find them worthy of the Nightwings. The sap looks upon the lot of you. You cannot sense his thoughts. We shall see. Then he turns to you. You must be the reader. I'm certain that we all appreciate your efforts here, my kin, though we shall manage on our own from here on out. You're welcome to continue on with us, of course, though you are free to go. I trust you have been adequately compensated for your time. Thanks as well for looking after all my books. You consider what to say to all of this. Wolfred intends to relieve you of your duties to the group. Insist on staying, so you've been assured of your freedom. You categorically refuse to be cast aside so easily. Bid everyone farewell. The leader of the Nightwings has returned, and you can tell where you are no longer wanted. Or remain silent. This cannot be happening. To have come so far, only to be brushed aside by this strange sap. I'm gonna insist on staying. You stand your ground, meeting Wolfred's steady gaze, and assert to him that you do not feel your commitment to and from this group have yet been satisfied.
Saberas.
Hold on. Wolfred, sir. I'm Hedwin. My companions and I are the ones who answered your call. We followed the signs you left for us. Now we're here thanks to you, and also to this reader. Not just a reader, they are a friend. My friend. They are not disposable. We made them a promise, and our freedoms are now intertwined. Wolfred smirks at this. Freedom is not something to be traded or exchanged, my boy. I'd hoped that you'd have come to grasp this much by now. He breathes a sigh. It seems we've started off on the wrong foot. It is not my wish to sour the occasion, for there's much to do. You have a right you need to get to, do you not? I'll come along, though shall not interfere, for it seems like you have a kinship with this reader of yours. Now then, Tariq. Aye, Wolfred, sir. Come, let us have a chat. Of course, sir. Wolfred strides toward the Black Ryan, which must have belonged to him. You sense many conflicting emotions among your companions. Wolfred Sandalwood joined you. He knows much of the rites. Welcome him aboard. Your wagon cuts through a clearing to arrive at the Glade of Liu, where the stars directed you. Wolfred nods his approval, but leaves everyone to their devices. Wolfred seems to have something on his mind. As you approach Wolfred Sandalwood, you feel very much aware that you reside in his black wagon, rather than he in yours. He studies you in silence for a time, and then... Tariq, if you have a moment... Aye, Wolfred, sir, what is it? This reader, you deem them worthy by your estimation? The lone minstrel tilts his hat in your direction. If you wish my own estimation, Wolfred, sir, then yes, I do. Of course it is not entirely for me to say, but I've seen this reader integrating with the others well. I believe that their achievements are self-evident in having reached Black Basin. Your instructions were deliberately difficult to follow, and yet, they and the others followed them. Indeed, your words make sense as ever, Tariq. And what does little Tizo think of them, I wonder? Tizo indicates that as a matter of fact, he is happy to have you around. There you have it, sir. I see. He continues to examine you. High praise isn't oft-spoken by these two, my kin. Nonetheless, I shall be watching you. Now pardon us, Tariq and I have matters to discuss. They leave without another word, though you think you notice the lone minstrel look your way over his shoulder. We've also found another page in this book. The demon. Emperor Mur. Scarcely could I recognize him when I last found him. A half-starved animal, horns sprouted from his head, a bestial mirror of his blackened reputation. And I, a man who conquered countries, feared my emperor then in such a way as I had never known. My charge had been to slay this man, but when I discovered him, he was already fighting for his life. The little imp proved of little help against the Sisters of the Arch, whose entire lives were culminating in this instant. I was unable to watch. My heart ached with such pity for the man, and for the love I felt for him when I had served them, that I sprang to his defense. Emperor Myrrh. Not so much Emperor Murmur, but Myrrh. It is kind of funny, though. Oh, hey, you guys. You know, I guess I didn't get the word out about this new franchise which we opened here just now, so I'll give you a great deal. Just tell your friends, okay? Oh, hey. And hey there, Mr. Sandalwood. Good day to you as well, Ron. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Well, we can sell the bark, because that's just worth some money. And I will keep buying Stardust. This one's interesting because it's just one free save. I think I'll grab that. There's so many options for these things. Thanks for stopping by, guys. You're welcome, Falcon Run. You and your fellow exiles arrive at the sacred site called Glade of Lu, and now look to the stars in the sky to signal the beginning of the next rite. The woods about you bring a sense of tranquility that you have not felt in some time. But then you notice one of the trees move. It shuffles towards you. It regards you with an exaggerated bow. Oh, well, goodness, by the roots of Sclorian, it would appear that the rumors are correct. The Nightwings have returned. Sclorian 100 Mines was the third of 8 scribes in the Book of Rites, known as the Wise or the Philosopher. He is said to have fathomed every thought, and his wisdom flows through the river of his name. Oh, but where are my manners? One moment. The sap claws at his mask with his wispy fingers. Much better. H. Manly Tinderstaff, at your service. Perhaps you've heard of me. No, I haven't. He is a sycophant who seems certain that he will land a position of high standing once he is free. My fellows and myself, you perhaps know us as the Chastity. We will soon stand against you in the rites. For now, I'm just whiling away the time, making small talk. Chastity is a triumvirate bent on exploiting the rites to gain status in the Commonwealth. Now then, as I have introduced myself, your turns. To whom am I speaking? Then in your mind's eye you see Wolfred, and hear his voice. Manly Tinderstaff is not to be trusted. Reveal neither yourselves to him nor me. Well, beneath her mask, Jodariel stares back at him in silence. You expect Wolfred's message may have reached every member of the group. Why now, how very rude indeed. Well, fine, ignore me, but do so at your peril. Anyhow, once this evening's rites commence, any moment now, then I'm afraid ignoring me won't be an option any longer. Oh, and I do believe that the sky is beginning to show. We'll have to chat again some other time. Now come along, come along. Manly bows again and wanders off into a clearing as the stars begin to burn. Makes me wonder what would happen if we actually lose to this character.
Once again,
We might find out.
stars align themselves before you, reader. And here now at the Glade of Liu, I have to say, you've come so very far. But there are those, such as your adversaries called the Chastity, who have toiled for this too. They know that with their freedom comes great opportunity. It could be yours instead. Please show the chastity that the Nightwings are superior.
There are no round obstacles. I wonder, O honored Nightwings, how well you know these woods. Why, these woods would strangle you, and I'm afraid I could do little to stop them even if I tried. You might do better to beware of them. When Jodariel continues to ignore him, he grows upset. Why, you insolent. Then fine, let us begin the dance indeed. He shoves his mask back on in a huff. And allow me to thank you in advance for helping me to return unto my proper station in the Commonwealth. I think I will go with
Who shall stand together
Jodariel
here this night?
as my guard. And then unwilling. Okay. Sir Gilman, cause you're fast.
Sir Gilman.
And Rookie, cause you're nice and fast too.
Rookie. It is done.
Let's shut this guy up already. Alright. Are you quite ready, finally, O Nightwings? May all those masks of yours ensure no harm come to any of your lovely countenances. Now come along. Let's give the stars a show. Oh. May I present to you Humboldt Manley Jr. Why, he's ever bit my equal and is poised to guarantee that the Tinderstoff line has a bright future. Manley's sapling, which not only has a name, but bears a similar posture and likeness to him. Alright. He goes on and on about his sapling for a while. I've had more than enough of him. This knight, now as ever, is in full accord with you on this, good Jodariel. Now, isn't he just the most precious thing you've ever seen? The sapling is nothing but an extension of Manley. If he is banished, the sapling should cease to trouble you as well. Okay.
Manley and his offspring hold no small degree of influence within the Commonwealth, reader. There are many who would welcome his return, though none so much as he himself. Oh, poor Rookie. Ooh. The Nightwings
Fast
build their
worm.
mark upon the flame.
Oh, what's this? It seems the woods themselves are closing in upon our little soiree. Do be careful now, these grasping roots and vines. They may not hold you in such high self-esteem as I. Not self-esteem, high esteem. Okay.
Your adversary Manley is comfortable in this suffocating glade. Yet he longs now for the comfort of his Commonwealth estate.
Oh,
Perhaps such wealth ought to be reserved instead glory to the scribes.
well, heck.
You seem unable to stop these people. Engulfed within the aura. Why, that was all of them. Righteous fire!
Sunberry, welcome back. Meow meow. Oh dear, the woods are closing in, uncomfortably close at that. Whatever shall we do? Perhaps if you just stand aside a while, we could put an end to this that much sooner. Alright. Keep making more things show up.
Wherever did the Nightwings go?
Oh dear. Haha!
Begone!
Well.
From burning flame.
Hello, Transel. Welcome to here.
Perhaps you are unworthy.
Hope you're doing well. Good to see you.
How fine. Vampire's flames grow weak.
Okay, 35. Alright. Say, have any of you noticed it's feeling rather crowded out here? Almost as if the Hundred Minds himself resents you being here. Yes, I rather think that's it. So cease all your scurrying about with that damned orb and let me handle this. I don't think so.
The orb is up.
Close. Ah,
You left yourselves wide open.
I didn't leave myself completely wide open, narrator.
Madly banished. All of the chastity gone. Spectacularly done.
Alright, only 5 more health left on their pyre. Alright, you Nightwings, I've had it up to here with you. Or perhaps I've simply had it up to here with all of these encroaching plants, these miserable things. Either way, I don't appreciate how you're ignoring me. I'll keep ignoring you, and you'll keep making more plants happen.
Well cast.
Oh,
There it
jeez,
is.
that's such a quick movement. Alright.
Ferocity unbridled.
There we go.
It is done.
We'll just win that. How about?
The Nightwings prevail again.
Barely, but close enough.
A narrow victory, yet nonetheless commendable. The right is done.
Good. That imbecile of a sap. So much talk and hot air. Yeah, that's how we do it, people. Oh, well, my. Oh, worry not, oh White Wings. I'm not angry with you, honestly. But I am very, 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 very disappointed. I thought perhaps that we had something going here between us. You scratch my back and I scratch yours and all. Instead, however, you decided to spit in my face. Fine, we'll have to see where all your rudeness gets you. Now ta-ta.
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained. Until the stars align.
That was well done, my kin. I'm beginning to see why your companions vouched for you. Don't let it go to your head, of course. After besting the chastity in close contest, you return to your wagon to consider your next move. An adequate performance back there. Adequate. Yes, adequate for the next part of the plan. Go, have your reader consult the stars, see where they take you next. I'll give you a hint, it's further north. It's going to be high up. Did this knight hear you say high up? And it's going to be cold. We'll see. Come on, my friend, let's have a look outside then. That plan Wolfred mentioned. I just want you to know I don't know what he means. We're here because we're going to be free again. We won't be living out our days as exiles. That's the only plan as far as I'm concerned. But there's always a catch, right? We'll see what Wolfred has to say. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. No matter what, we're getting closer, thanks to you. Once more, we look unto the heavens. You feel like you should name a guy Larry Bird? I can't change their names, but I'm sure there are many good names that we could give them. We are going to Solium, the golden star that shines bright over the highest mountain in all of the downside. So now you see it for yourself. You are summoned to the north, where looms Mount Elodiel at the very top, the fall of Solium. The sacred mountain on whose summit the rites were first conceived. Whether its summit is the downside's closest point to the Commonwealth or the farthest, none can say. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence at the fall of Solium. The temple at the highest point in the downside exists to honor the 8 scribes. You confirm that the stars indicated this exactly. Wolfred, sir, how did you know? Wolfred smiles back at him, but you sense his thoughts as though he is directing them at you.
I too can read, my kin.
So Wolfred can also read.
Forbidden though the words may be.
I don't have to read out his words, because those are voice acted. Funny. He turns back to Hedwyn. Your reader's skills, while rare, are not unique. But as I said, I'll let them do the job. I see that you have something special going on here, which benefits the plan. What plan? I thought this was about our freedom. Oh, fear not, my boy. It is indeed. Plenty of time to tell you all about it on the way. For now, however, you look like you can use some rest. And for that matter, so can I. If you'll excuse me. You sense your companions are exhausted from their recent travels. Given the road ahead, you agree that it would be best to take the night to recover as much as possible. Now let's continue on our journey. At dawn, Wolfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods, into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies our next destination. Alright, to the Sklorian shore. Wolfred revealed this to be the one path through the woods to the north. Pretty. There's something very shiny on the shoreline there. You get clear of the woods at last and arrive in the lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Elodiel. You will have to make it all the way to the top. In a moment of respite, Wolfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites and to the plan to which he alluded. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible, am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject, and only know the truth of how you feel. What does freedom mean to me? doing what I want, achieving inner peace, having no master, going where I please, to feel true love, living without fear, nothing at all, or remain silent. Okay. Freedom means being able to make decisions on your own terms, having a clear conscience and a carefree heart, answering to no one's will other than your own, go where the heart yearns without restriction and without fear. Freedom means not having one's strongest feelings and emotions repressed or rebuffed, living life without concern for others' judgment or approval. Freedom is just another empty goal to chase, to give one's life a false sense of meaning. Freedom is not being forced into responding such questions. I think freedom for me would be living without fear, without concern for others' judgment or approval. You tell Wolfred that freedom means living without fear and not being subject to persecution or retaliation for one's thoughts and choices. He considers your remarks for a short while.
Veredicet.
Good answer, my kin. I happen to agree. Fear takes hold in freedom's wake. But fear is a natural impulse, is it not? A common feeling that we all share from time to time, a deeply rooted impulse there to aid our judgment and spur us on to acts of courage. If not for fear, I doubt we could accomplish very much in life, and just now we stand upon the brink of accomplishing something vital. He then turns his attention to the whole group.
Na libra desertus.
Now, let me tell you all what freedom means to me.
Na libra naron saroshe.
Freedom means to live life without fear, just as your reader stated. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or who you love, or what you choose to think or not think. He looks out towards the distant mountains.
Preluse travestarum.
Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more,
Gersam sublarnas.
and you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At least, you would become complicit in the ancient system that would deign to cast down others such as you. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are out there, have made it quite clear that they shall not intervene firsthand.
Ederandas lagi.
That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking at each of you.
Ramsetam libra.
Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest a goal. You share a higher calling now.
Sepranum sancte grace.
The plan then is this. We free each other from the downside through the rights, and then we meet up on the other side. We organize.
Agederes
At
splaren.
each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. Spiral Sanctum is a burned-down remnant of the old capital of the Commonwealth. The remains stand as a warning to those who would seek to spread forbidden knowledge. You're plotting a revolt.
Sirim darim.
Just so. I am asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it.
Presevare gares.
But you need not be part of this, nor it is in my interest to coerce you. You may go about your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here like so many others.
Tentasce baromet.
So if anyone among you prefers that, you cannot see yourselves continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth as you are doing here, and speak now. Wolfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs.
Iradet.
Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some not. But all of you are bound together through the rights and are integral to our plan. Remember that.
Quare velibralias.
You seek true freedom? You will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth. But together, you can
Grab
bring
the
it
confetti.
about,
This is not a drill.
both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Hello, angelic Julie and friends. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day today. I hope your stream went well. You're actually just catching the last 10 minutes of this stream before I find someone to raid us onto as well. How are you doing today, Angelic Julie? He lets out a long breath.
Fare Taurus.
That's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Volfred turns around towards the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said and plot the wagon's northward pass. Through Mur Pass, Volfred indicates that this is the only way to reach the base of Mount Elodiel. Oh, it's going pretty well. I'm enjoying this game. Every time I play it, it's kind of a wild mix between a heck of a lot of reading and lore and plot, and then occasionally little bursts of playing spiritual basketball. But, you know, the music's great, the art's great. I'm a fan of this game. So I've had a good time. My throat's starting to get a little bit... it's telling me that I've done too much reading today. But, you know, I've got 10 minutes left, so I'll keep going. Beyond lies Mount Elodiel. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountain, for we shall need our spirits and our strength to make the ascent. Yeah, these games really can. And I don't think I usually talk this much in my day-to-day life, so... You know, here I am. Someone wants to talk. It's Wilfred. There you are, my kin. There is something which I wanted to discuss with you in private. Volfred stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out to you, and then... Oh, certainly. Thank you for the raid. I hope you enjoy your lurk, and I hope you get a good rest. Thanks for bringing your people over. You do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading pages from a book. Though your ability in this, I sense, is nascent still, mere flashes, uncontrollable. I see as well now that they haven't told you yet. You're friends, and that explains a lot. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing forward with this group in light of this. The answer then was plain. You simply did not know or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason why they would know themselves, other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected, when we met, that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passages in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only those who conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Perhaps you have just not gotten to that part yet. Volfred breaks free from you and looks at you again. Then he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So once again, I invite you to depart, and I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome. But this journey we are on, it has no guarantees. Not for you, nor for any one of us. Do you understand? Volfred indicates that readers such as you cannot go through with the rites. Say you understand. There is more at stake here than my freedom alone. And besides, perhaps there is a way. I have learned in life to keep my expectations low and tempered. If Volfred really wishes to know my thoughts on the subject, he knows where to find them. There is more at stake here than my freedom alone. You understand the words of warning, and yet just the same you choose to carry on. There is more that you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself.
Racim praletaris.
I admire that, my kin. Very well, then.
Merensena semta.
Know that we have much at stake here in this, anyway. More than just a shot at going back into the Commonwealth, which cast us down here to begin with. It sounds like you intend to stick around. Then we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then. He strides out of the wagon then, leaving you with your thoughts. And over here we've got a scribe trail. Greetings to you, lovely reader. I am at your disposal. What's on our mind? How very kind of you to visit me again like this, oh lovely reader. For I was just standing about in the blackness of this void, thinking it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind. Not much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine an upbringing among the Sisters of the Arch, living on the outskirts of civilization, your days all full of training which could kill you or cripple you for life. Sisters of the Arch are an ancient band of killers trained almost from birth to carry out their missions without fail. All the sisters needed was a name, a sum of 500 soul up front. Okay. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Through glorious battle with the scribes or in a careless sparring session with my master? But I've not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment to survive. But in less than 2 centuries wide, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help that all of the Nightwings of the early days were the stodgiest lot you could have imagined, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, the lot of them. But what am I saying, lovely reader? I shall not bore you further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then, if only I could die. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something oft taken for granted, until it is taken away. So given your mortality, what say that we get back to business here? 4 minutes? Sure, I will do the challenge. It is the least I can do in exchange for your company. You need but point me at the one that you have in mind. Well, it looks like Hedwin's ready for this. Oh, you must mean that nomad boy. So innocent, that one. I should have a lot of work to do with him. Then let's bring it forth. Soon Hedwin appears in heat of the summons. Hey, my friend, what's going on? Well, we've got this challenge for you to go do here. The apparition of Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, boy. You answer to me here. Understood. You are a fool. Do not talk back to me. Your reliance on your friends is a burden upon them. Let us see what you can do without their aid, save for that of your lovely reader there. Uh-oh. Alright. So, Rookie equivalent has a very fast cast. There we go. There's one of 3. Okay. Well, that's everyone down. That'll do. squishy little guy. Alright, alright. There's 2. He's gonna get there. Gah. Ah. I didn't run there, but ugh. It's gonna get me again. It's just so hard to succeed in that. Alright. Ah, okay. Don't just walk through it. There we go. Yeah. All right. Great. Seems like a fine place to end this stream on. We did it. It seems you did indeed, my boy. Your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order. To you, our lovely reader. To you and your lovely reader. Now farewell. Okay. And now that it is slightly past 2, it is time to call it for the day. So, good to be back after all that. Say, what is that you have there? Dole's Bracer. Headwind powercasts this aura with greater ease and gains infinite stamina on hit for 2 seconds. Okay. Interesting. A special Headwind artifact. Freedom can wait. Progress is saved when you can see that symbol. Yes, that is what we're doing. Now, it is time to send all of you lovely lurkers who have been hanging out with us on over to. Is that more fun? Yeah, whatever. On over to someone else. I see that Mrs. Gendered is online, so I'm going to send you on over there. They are doing a art stream, an 18+ art stream, so I don't quite know what kind of art they're doing right now, but I bet you it's a good time. Augie's pretty dang great. I suppose I could put this on that one. That'd be fine. Let's see. Raid messages. In case anyone feels like grabbing them and using them. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me here today. It's been lovely having you all. And I hope you all have a good rest of your time zone, wherever you happen to be in the world. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait just a minute. Because I'm noticing that there's ads, and maybe people are trapped in ads. So I can at least put this on a ending soon screen and then start the raid a little closer to the end of ads, I guess. Does that matter? Ah, yeah, yeah, we'll do that. Anyway, thanks everyone for being here. Um, we'll see you again sometime.